Hello everyone, welcome back to another art time lapse. Today I am doing a Studio Ghibli inspired fan art piece, and this is based on a bubble tea theme. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you're familiar that I am absolutely obsessed with Studio Ghibli and the whole animation studio from Japan. I love a lot of their artwork and also the storytelling that comes with the artwork, and I'm very inspired by that, especially when I started initially when I painted, and now I often still go back to a lot of my Studio Ghibli artwork and doing fan art because it really brings me joy and reminds me of childhood, and it's my happy place. So today I'm doing a fan art piece using the Studio Ghibli fan art kind of ideas from the various movies, and I'm gonna give a bubble tea spin to it. Bubble tea is like my guilty pleasure. I love grabbing a good bubble tea on a hot summer day and just chilling with my friends or doing some artwork. So today I thought it would be really good to combine my love for food and bubble tea with Studio Ghibli. So when I first started this, I sketched out roughly like a couple of bubble tea shapes. I used watercolor pencil, that way later on as I'm drawing it I don't have to go back and erase any of the sketch marks because I'm adding water to my gouache. So as I'm drawing it, some of the sketch line will they will kind of blend in with the rest of the piece. So that's one tip I would recommend if you want to pre-sketch some of your artwork and you're not a big fan of going back and erasing some of those pencil marks from the sketches. Invest in some watercolor pencils, and preferably lighter and more neutral colors would be fantastic. So from here, once I sketched out the approximate shape and size for all of the bubble teas, I just went ahead and started coloring and drawing some of my favorite characters, including Totoro from My Neighbor Totoro, as well as Calcifer, this fire spirit that's in Howl's Moving Castle, Ponyo, Cat Bus, and of course the first few pieces was a lot easier to draw because those are my favorite characters. It was very easy to gravitate towards them. It wasn't until later when I got to the last few pieces that I was just okay, there are all these characters that I like but I don't love, and I don't really know which one to spend more time on. But with that said, other inspirations that I used was what type of bubble tea do I usually see on the menu? And I'm sharing my process with you in case you want to do a project like this similar for yourself. If you want to do a collection of bubble teas of your favorite anime, or whether it is Totoro or Studio Ghibli, it could be from Disney, it could be many different types of cartoons or animations, or a series that you like, such as Pokemon. I know for myself, sometimes it takes a little bit to warm up and get started when I am drawing or painting, and I'm not really sure exactly what I want to draw. So hopefully these videos are helpful for you in brainstorming for ideas, either for yourself, your friends, or doing it with your kids. Doing a bubble tea collection of some of your favorite cartoons. For my kids right now, their favorite cartoon include the Paw Patrol kitties and all the dogs from there, so I can imagine if I do a project with them, they'll probably do bubble teas of their favorite themes from these different animals, and they have very clear color schemes, so I think it can be a really fun project. And you don't have to limit yourself to just 8 bubble teas, or if it's too overwhelming to have 8 different bubble teas, you can just do 2 or 3 to start off with. So here you can see I'm using acrylic gouache, which is a medium that is almost something between acrylics and watercolor. It's ultra pigmented, and when it dries, it's very saturated, and also it dries matte. Here I actually spent around, I would say, 2 to 3 days to working on this piece, each day spending around 2 hours or so. I was very lucky. I got a chance to spend more time on a fun piece like this during my vacation, so definitely not a lot of pressure. Of course, as the kids get a little bit older, I imagine I might have a little bit less time to paint given that they will no longer be napping, but we'll see how things go. I will try to produce as much art as I can during the spare time. If you're curious about how I balance my time and finding time to do artwork as a mother, I have a separate YouTube video on that, talking about how I maximize my time and kind of balance between work, motherhood, and also being an artist. Now you can see that I'm working on a couple of the last few bubble teas, including this little mouse character that is from Howl's Moving Castle. From there, I usually wrap up by using my Sakura Jelly Roll, which is an archival ink pen, to add like highlights or even like creating eyes, as you can see from some of these suit sprites or Susuwataris. Overall, I really enjoy the process of painting this piece. It's a lot of fun. I didn't really know what my intention was for this piece in the beginning. Like, am I doing this just for fun? Or possibly I could make this into a product like a sticker or a poster in the future. We'll see how things go. So far, I'm just enjoying the process. I'm really loving like having the spare time to do some of these fun pieces. So here is the finished piece of this Studio Ghibli inspired fan art, the bubble tea collection. You can see that there are characters from many of my favorite movies, including Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, as well as Ponyo and my neighbor Totoro. If you were to do this, what kind of characters would you like to see for a bubble tea theme fan art from Studio Ghibli? Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and if you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for considering, and hopefully I'll see you in another video. Take care and stay creative, everyone. Bye for now.